Is your Medicare Advantage plan canceling you for 2025? Well, if you receive an annual notice of change, you better read it just in case, or you may end without a Medicare plan for 2025. My name is George Ibanez. I work with Medigap today at Medigap Agency Group, and we help people going on Medicare making the selections for their Medicare supplements or the right plans from the very beginning that they start on Medicare to make sure that you are in the right plan that works for you and your budget all the time. So today we're going to be talking about 2025. Let's not even look at 2024 and focus on the future. We're going to focus on what's going to happen on 2025 with some of the Medicare Advantage plans. And we're going to be talking about the possibility, if you have an Advantage plan, to go into a better option, which is called a Medicare supplement plan. So pay attention to this video because today you're going to learn a lot of very important things. So what is going on for 2025? Well, what's going on is something very unique that hasn't happened in the past. And what it is that there's going to be thousands of Medicare Advantage plans canceled in 2025. And what is the reason? Well, the reason is that Medicare and Medicaid have not given these Advantage plan companies an increase big enough for 2025 to justify the increases on all the costs related to medical expenses. So what are the plans doing? Well, what they're doing is they are discontinuing the Medicare Advantage plans on the markets that are not profitable. So since they cannot make their profit margins, what they're doing is they're going market by market, and the markets that are not profitable, especially some of the rural markets, which are not profitable at all, they're being canceled for next year. So you need to pay special attention of the annual letter of change or the annual notice of change that you should have received in the mail by September 30th. You need to make sure that you read that note from top to bottom to make sure that if the plan change, that they're positive changes and they're not negative changes that will affect you in the future. And even more important, you need to make sure that in the letter, it doesn't say that your plan is being canceled for 2025. Because if it is canceled, you're going to have to replace it with a different plan. And you need to replace it during the annual enrollment period. Because if you miss that and the plan is canceled, you will not have any insurance as of the 1st of January. And yes, you can probably select another plan if your plan was canceled, but it won't start till February if you figure out in January then you don't have any insurance. So please pay attention to that annual notice of change, because the annual notice of change may have bad news saying that either your plan is being canceled or is being affected and changed in a negative way that you don't want. So read that letter and then decide whether you want to stay with a different Medicare Advantage plan or you want to go into a different program altogether, such as a Medicare supplement plan, where you never have to worry about anybody canceling your plan or changing your benefits, because Medicare supplement plans can never be changed. So far, what I have seen in the notice of changes that I've seen from some of my clients is what the biggest changes are network changes. For example, doctors and hospitals are leaving Medicare Advantage plans due to the reasons that A, they're not getting paid enough, and B, they have to deal with things such as prior authorizations, which are a problem for everybody. They're a problem for the doctor because they have to constantly ask for pre-authorization for service such as surgeries or procedures. And then they have to deal with the insurance company approving those pre-approvals. And because it takes them a long time to do that, then the doctor has to deal with delaying some of those procedures that are so important to you. And some of those pre-authorizations that are being denied, they're not even denied by a person. They're not even denied by a doctor. They're denied by AI. They're denied by systems that look at the circumstances and they say yes or no, we're going to approve or we're not going to approve. So that is really important, because once it's denied, whatever you want to get done or you need to get done, such as a surgery or another type of procedure or rehab, what's going to happen is your doctor will have to reapply again and try to get the benefit approved. And it may or may not get approved, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is what that is doing is going to delay your procedure that you very much need. So how would you like to have a problem where you need, for example, a hip replacement, which is extremely painful when your hips hurt, and they don't approve it? They tell you, no surgery. We think that if you do physical therapy for 6 months or 8 months, you'll be okay. So try that first. Although your doctor says that's not what you need. But the insurance company says, yes, that's the procedure that we think that is the most appropriate. And if that doesn't work, get back to us in 6 months or whatever is the time, and then we can review it again and your doctor can appeal it. But in the meantime, you're going to be there suffering for months, waiting for the very much surgery that you need, that you very much need, and you can't get it. And instead of that, you're doing physical therapy that may or may not help you at all. So very important that you consider those type of issues. The other thing that I've been seeing is benefits being scaled down or reduced, copays being increased for things such as hospitalizations, surgeries, MRIs, CAT scans, etc., etc. And some of those perks that some people get the plan just strictly because it has perks like dental, vision, hearing, or they give you a credit card for you to buy different things, and some of those perks are being reduced as well. So you need to check if you got a plan just because of the perks. You better check on the annual notice of change and make sure that your perks were not taken away, because there's a very big chance that they did. And now would be the time to reflect for all of you. So if you receive the annual notice of change and some of the benefits have been stripped, or you have dealt with unpleasantries, such as having to wait to get surgery or having to wait to get a procedure, this is the time to reflect and figure out, do I want to continue on a Medicare Advantage plan? Or maybe can I afford a couple of dollars and go into a Medicare supplement plan, which is a much better option without all those hurdles, such as having to check networks or pre-authorizations for surgery or anything like that. You will have none of that, nothing with a Medicare supplement plan. So this is the time for you to reflect and see which plan will work better for you and your budget. Because if you went to a Medicare Advantage plan simply because it had a zero premium, and now all of a sudden you have all these copays that are really unreasonable and big, and then you have to deal with all the inconveniences such as networks and pre-authorizations, unless that Medicare Advantage plan was going to save you a ton of money and it was convenient for you, if they took all those perks away and they have all those inconvenient features such as pre-authorizations and networks, it may not be worth your time. It may be worth for you to spend a few dollars and go into a Medicare supplement, which will have none of those hurdles. So this is the time for you to think about it and make sure that you select the right plan for you. At the end of the day, if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, because of all the perks that they were giving you and all the savings that you were going to save because it was a zero premium, and those perks are eliminated, the copays are being increased, and a lot of the things are changing, and you have to deal with network nightmares. What would be the purpose of being on an Advantage plan if you can be on a supplement that doesn't have any of those hurdles? And when it comes to supplements, some people may say, well, they're expensive. Well, yeah, if you were on a Plan F, for example, it probably was a little bit expensive depending upon what state you live in. But Plan Gs are more reasonable, and Plan Ns are amazing, and they're extremely reasonably priced, especially if you're going outside of an area that is a metropolitan area. If you go into the states that are smaller states, or you go to the rural areas, the Medicare supplement plans are super, super cheap. And I've seen Plan Ns as low as $75, anywhere $75 to $130 average, which is great considering that the only thing you're paying out of pocket is your medical visits, which are only $20 a piece no matter what doctor you go to, and an emergency room visit, which is only going to cost you $50. So if you're paying a very small amount of money for a Medicare supplement plan, it makes absolutely no sense to consider an Advantage plan. And we sell both. If somebody asks me for a Medicare supplement plan, that would be my first recommendation. But if somebody wants a Medicare Advantage plan, and I don't think that would be the best option for them, but I tell them about it. If the person insists that they want to go on an Advantage plan, we go ahead and put them on the plan with the warning that the plan may change the following year, the benefits may change, the doctors that they have may choose not to be on the plan on the following year, but if that's what the person wants, that's what we'll do. But my first recommendation would be, if you can afford a Medicare supplement plan, go for it, because you're not going to be sorry. It is the best medical plan you can ever get. It's going to be better than any Advantage plan. It's going to be better than any employer's plan. It's going to be better than any health insurance plan, group insurance, PPO, HMO, anything that you have been in the past prior to Medicare, because you just can't have a better plan than a supplement plan, with the fact that there's no networks, and in most of the plans, there's no copays, and if you go on a Plan N that has a copay, you're looking only at a $20 copay for the doctor, at $50 for the emergency room. So my recommendation is, you need to think about that. You need to put the pencil down and think, is the Medicare Advantage plan, the free Medicare Advantage plan, going to be better for me than paying a little bit for a supplement that will eliminate all my problems, network problems, copay problems, and everything else? I don't think so. I think that people are always better off with a supplement, but you need to think about that. So I recently just went on Medicare in June, and I did a lot of thinking. Being an insurance agent, specializing on Medicare, I thought about it before when I went on Medicare. Should I go on an Advantage plan? Maybe it's free. I'm pretty healthy. I don't have many issues at this time of my life. And, after I thought about it for maybe 30 seconds, I said, heck no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with all the issues related to Medicare Advantage plans. And at the end of the day, if your Advantage plan would end costing you more than a Medicare supplement plan, and you have all those extra hurdles such as the networks and the copays and everything, and the hospital, some of them take you, some of them don't. This is insanity. Why would you pick a plan that has all those hurdles and all those inconveniences for you when you can find one that doesn't have any of that and will work out better for you, and at the end of the day will end being much cheaper than the Medicare Advantage plan? Why would you pay more for something worse if you can pay less for a better option. And don't look just at the premium, because as we get older, we get sicker, we have more problems. So just looking at the premium would be a very narrow thought. You need to think about what's going to happen in the future. What am I going to need? Are my medical needs going to increase? Well, if the answer is yes, which I guarantee you after doing this for over 20 years, that the older we get, the more problems we have, and the more we go to the doctor. If you come up with a conclusion that, yes, I'm going to need more medical services, I'm going to need more care as I get older, then the only answer is go with a Medicare supplement plan and stay away from the Medicare Advantage plan unless you absolutely have zero options of going on a Medicare supplement plan, because you will not qualify medically, or because you absolutely do not have any money to spare and you cannot go on a supplement. At the end of the day, if your Medicare Advantage plan cancels on you, or they simply have benefits that you don't like, and you need a Medicare supplement plan, or you need a replacement to a better Medicare Advantage plan, and you need somebody to help you select the right plan to make sure that the selection that you make is good for now, good for next year, and good for many years to come, give us a call and we will help you select the right plan for you that works for you and for your budget. You can call us at the number below, or you can make a comment in the comment section and I will be happy to answer it. And if you call us, we will definitely help you finding the right plan for you that works for you and your budget. You can call us at the number right there in the screen, or you can send me an email and I will personally make sure that you get the help that you need and that you deserve. If you like this video, give me a like and thumbs up, make a comment if you like, and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to ring the little bell. In that way, every time that we publish a new video, you will be notified and you will not miss any of our videos. Till the next video, have a great day and make sure that you make the right selection for your Medicare plan.